Hmm. Well, I woke up 60 years old this morning. Holy moly, 60. I woke up 60 years old this morning. Holy freaking moly. I'm old as hell. I'm old as Methuselah. Like, I'm old. And I'm broke. Old people with money are Hugh Hefner. Old people that are broke are pedophiles. But what does this mean? No more 20-year-olds? What does this mean? I'm just going to get beaten up now? Slapped in the mouth by young bikers who don't like what I'm saying? Shut up. Said, shut up. Bro, this is this ain't cool. I'm old. I was at you know Golden Corral yesterday. I wasn't supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be on a diet, but I went over to Golden Corral and they were like, this one guy in front of me, he said, I'll take the senior citizen discount. I, I was looking at the guy. He looked pretty close to my own age. I said, young lady, what's the senior citizen discount? Oh, you get that when you're 60. Which I'm 60 tomorrow. I didn't want to be mean. She hurt my feelings. I, I'm 60. Wow. Wow. Well, I guess it could be the alternative. Yeah. It could be the eternal dirt nap. Yeah. Yeah. But instead, I'm still here. No, no, wait. I'm still here. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm still here. And I have a show for you today on my birthday that pissed me off last night when I saw it. The overreaching police department went on ahead and overreached. And it's really kind of sad. A 9-year-old little girl had her prized goat kidnapped and murdered by the sheriff's department. It's this overreaching BS that we Americans are tired of. Look at this child and her goat. And you're not going to believe this story. And how does this story tie into the biker world? We're losing our liberties and our future. These politicians, people with these agendas, these crazy law enforcement folks, they're not only attacking our way of living, our standard of life, but they're also attacking our children. It's sad. We're going to get into this story, and I'm going to tell you about it today on my birthday. We're going to get in this story right after this. You guys weren't supposed to see the podcast platform, but I guess you got to see the podcast platform. There it is. For those of you who don't know, we broadcast the podcast. There's the podcast channel. I didn't know that was still showing on the screen, but we broadcast the podcast at the same time we're doing the show. I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. This is Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. Thank you for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Thank you for being here on my 60th birthday. Holy moly, man. I'm still alive. Thank you, God. Thank you. I wish there was a regress button where I could keep all my same knowledge and experience, yet regress my body back another 15 to 20 years. Yes. That would be good. So we got this child over here who was participating in a 4-H program. And what I like about 4-H, 4-H is a program for farm kids. I forget what the 4-H stood for. But you grew up in Oklahoma like I did. The 4-H people would come out to your house, and they take farm kids and they teach us stuff like how to care for animals. Oh, the 4-H's stand for, and it's here. Let me get this for you. 4-H's stand for head, heart, hands, and health. I don't think I ever knew that. Head, heart, hands, and health. Hey, thank you, Dibber, for that. I appreciate that. So, I was a 4-H'er as a kid, and the 4-H people come to farm kids' houses, and they teach us stuff, real cool stuff. Like for me, the 4-H taught me how to shoot back before, America was woke. I don't know if the 4-H still teaches how to shoot, but they come and pick up all the kids in the neighborhood and take you to the gun range. And, I was probably 8 or something like that. And I was shooting 22 rifles at the gun range. 4-H instructors teaching us how to shoot. 4-H are, have been pretty good people. It was somebody says Future Farmers of America. That sounds like what 4-H did. I don't know if FFA was around back then, but we had the 4-H, and it looks like they're still around because there was some sort of program where the 4-H would help these children. I think maybe they gave the children the goats or something. I'm not sure how the children got the goats. But this was a program to teach children, like myself, how to raise quality meat and then turn it over to the auction where it's bought for slaughter, and you go through the whole phase, which is not really what a lot of farmers do. It typically farmers, ranchers, whatever you want to call them, they're on one end of it or another. They're either in the raising of it, and then it's taken to the slaughterhouse and all that. They don't do that part. They do the raising, that sort of thing. But this is a program to teach the value of raising good quality animals to take to have them slaughtered. Only problem is Jessica Long didn't want to slaughter her goat. So she refused to sell her goat for slaughter. Then came law enforcement. You're not going to believe this damn story. It is sad, and it's what's happening all over, and it's happening because of an out of control government. And we bikers see this all the time. We don't want our 9-year-olds seeing this. This is a picture for my listening audience of Jessica Long. She's Jessica Long's 9-year-old daughter. Maybe we don't know her name yet. Jessica Long's daughter tends to her goat. His name was Cedar. The girl could not bear the thought that the goat was going to be slaughtered, so her family took it to a farm in Shasta County, California, and authorities took the goat and killed it, according to a federal civil rights lawsuit. And this picture comes courtesy of Advancing Law for Animals. So, yeah, they killed her damn goat. So let's get into it. Jessica Long's 9-year-old daughter brought the family goat, Cedar, to the Shasta District Fair and Event Center in Anderson, California, 150 miles north of Sacramento, last year to sell him for slaughter. As the lives, and this came from this program that she was in, I think sponsored by the 4-H. As the livestock auction was starting, she told her mom she couldn't bear to lose him. So they took Cedar home. Less than 2 weeks later, a detective, and we want to make his ass famous, with the Shasta County Sheriff's Office, got a search warrant, drove hundreds of miles, over 500 miles, to seize the pet goat and returned him to Shasta County Fair officials to be slaughtered. Now, Long is suing the Sheriff's Office, the Shasta District Fair, and the Event Center, and several employees within both of the organizations in a 27-page complaint filed recently in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of California that was first reported by the Sacramento Bee. She alleges they violated her daughter's right to due process. They violated a child's right to damn due process, and their right against unreasonable search and seizure. Kind of reminds you of that biker that was riding in Texas, and the police decided that they were going to take pictures of his tattoos, and there wasn't going to be a damn thing he could do about it except go to jail and get pictures of his tattoos taken. The overreaching authority of these folks, these jackbooted thugs. The court documents outline how fair officials turned to law enforcement in the days after the June auction, taking what should have been a civil property dispute into the criminal justice system, Long's attorneys told the Washington Post. This is a textbook case of government gone rogue, said Vanessa Shakib, a lawyer with the nonprofit Advancing Law for Animals, who is representing Long and her daughter. Christopher Pisano, a lawyer for Shasta County and the Sheriff's Office, declined to comment. Of course he did, because this has become a nightmare for them, as it should. It should be a nightmare for the disgusting way in which you people acted. The Shasta District Fair and Event Center did not respond Sunday to a request for a A comment from the Post. Of course they didn't, because their conduct has been reprehensible. In his official response to Long's accusations, Pisano admitted that a warrant was issued and that two deputies then retrieved Cedar, but denied nearly all of the other allegations. Like what? Like Cedar's not dead? Then produce him. In April 2022, Long bought her daughter, who was 9 at the time, a white and brown boar goat. Okay, so her mama bought the goat. Her daughter, identified as EL, that's what we'll call her, and identified as EL in court documents, spent nearly 3 months feeding and caring for the goat, which she named Cedar. And just so you guys know, once you name an animal, it really isn't a slaughter animal anymore. It becomes a pet. She bonded with him as if he were a puppy. She loved him as a family pet, the lawsuit says. And if you love your animals like I love mighty Brutus over there, and Braveheart, and Hope Magda Charity Warrigal, mighty dog of dogs, a benevolent, great, magnificent conqueror, the lion-hearted bunch, the second conquering dog of the tribe of Judah, elect of God. That was her whole name. If you love your dogs like I love mine, then you know how close a family pet is to you. She loved him as a family pet, the lawsuit says. And here's another picture of Cedar. Beautiful looking boar goat. No longer with us. On June 24th, Long and her daughter, who is a member of the 4-H program, went to the Shasta District Fair's junior livestock auction, where she exhibited Cedar for potential buyers. I can remember doing this kind of a thing when I was a kid, according to the suit. But the girl balked the following day, the final day of the auction, causing her mother to try to end their participation in the event. The suit states, fair representatives allegedly refused to let them back out of the event, saying that the rules prohibited their withdrawal. So we're gonna, we're gonna take your damn goat and kill it anyway, whether you like it or not. The auction went ahead, and through a representative, State Senator Brian Dahl, Republican, made the winning bid for Cedar, $902. The bid was far above market value for the meat Cedar would have provided, which is typical for bidders hoping to reward entrepreneurial young 4-H members. The girl was distraught, the suit says. After the auction, she refused to leave the goat's side. She loved Cedar. Not only did she love Cedar, she wasn't going to leave her goat. And the thought of him going to slaughter was something she could not bear, the suit states. Sobbing, she told her mother she just couldn't send Cedar off to his death. So she didn't. Instead of handing Cedar over, Long took the goat and her daughter home. Before doing so, Mrs. Long, told fair representatives she would pay for any financial hit caused by the decision to keep them. We got money. We ain't broke. We got money around here. We'll just pay for it. Yeah, we'll pay for the damages. We pay for the damages and everything will be good. So she said, we'll do that and we'll pay for any financial hit. And since they lived in an agricultural community, however, Long feared that pulling out of the 4-H event could lead to negative social consequences. So 2 days after sparing Cedar, she drove him more than 200 miles away to a farm in Sonoma County where he could kind of lie low for a while Long smoothed things over, according to the lawsuit. That same day, June 26, she got a call from a livestock manager at the fair who allegedly demanded that she return Cedar and threatened, now hear this, and we have to do it like we used to do in the Navy. Now hear this.
Now hear this. They threatened, okay? They threatened
to put this lady in jail. Can you believe that? They threatened to have her charged with
grand theft. They threatened to charge this woman with grand theft.
Grand theft, which is a
felony. A felony.
If she didn't return the goat. Wow. We're charging mothers and their daughters with felonies for wanting to keep the animal that they bought, paid for, and raised, and decided they no longer wanted to be in the transaction. But that's okay. We'll pay you, but you're just going to come and take our goat anyway. Long pleaded, reiterating, she listen, I'll pay for any losses incurred by pulling out of this auction. We're not just trying to, take you guys for the proverbial ride. We'll pay our way here. We ain't broke. She pleaded, reiterating she'd pay for any losses incurred by pulling out of the auction according to her suit. The offer was rejected, Long said in the suit. Long tried another approach. She contacted Dahl, the state senator, and the winning bidder to explain the situation and request that he give up any rights he had to Cedar, the suit states. His representative said he wouldn't oppose her efforts. The good senator was just trying to help the kids in the 4-H program. She wants to keep her goat. I'm cool with it. The aides were like, yeah, he don't care about that. Let that child have her goat. But instead of that being the case, on June 27, Long sent a letter to the district fair to get them to understand, as human beings, her position. According to her suit, in it, she told fair officials that watching her daughter sobbing had been heartbreaking. She explained to them that her daughter had suffered through the deaths of her grandparents in the previous year, and that our family has had so much heartbreak and sadness that I just couldn't bear the thought of the following weeks of sadness after the slaughter of Cedar. She also mentioned Dahl's willingness to go along with her plan. So I've called the senator, and my daughter's had 3 deaths of her grandparents, and we just like to keep our we'd like to just keep our goat and move on. We'll pay you any money. Let's just settle this thing. It's just a damn goat. But fair officials were unmoved by her pleas, the suit said. So we want to name them, we want to shame them, and we want them to no longer be able to do this kind of SHIT to a child ever again. Melanie Silva, CEO of the district fair, responded the next day. Good for you, Melanie.
Good for you.
She responded, and it was very, very ugly, her response. She wrote that as a mother, she was not unsympathetic regarding your daughter and her love for animals, but also asking her to understand that the fair is designed to teach our youth responsibility and for the future generations of ranchers and farmers to learn the process and effort it takes to raise quality meat. She said, making an exception for you will only teach our youth that they do not have to abide by the rules that are set up for all participants. Making an exception for you will only teach our youth that they do not have to abide by the rules that are set up for all participants. But it's okay for them to decide what bathroom they want to use. It's okay to decide that we can't have worship of Christian religion in our classrooms. It's okay to decide to overly sexualize our children, but it's not okay to have a little bit of sympathy for them. That's going to ruin it for future generations of all farmers. Is that right, Melanie? Is that right, Miss Silva? Somebody said going full Gestapo over a goat. It's a damn shame. Anyway. As we move forward into this pathetic story, sparing this one goat was going to just remove future ranchers and farmers, generations of them, from being able to learn the process and effort it takes to raise quality meat by granting this one child who had lost 3 grandparents some sympathy. It gets worse. Then law enforcement got involved. On June 29, Shasta County Sheriff's Lieutenant Jerry Fernandez. These guys are so damn tough on the children. Oh man, but let a shooter run around through a school, stand outside and talk on the phone for 2 hours. Maybe not. Maybe they've learned now how to take the last school shooting, the police did what they were supposed to do. This Lieutenant Jerry Fernandez left a voicemail on June 29th. Shasta County Sheriff's Lieutenant Jerry Fernandez left a voicemail for Long, telling her he'd stopped by her house, but she wasn't home. What did you stop by my house for? You weren't invited. On July 8th, Sheriff's Detective Jeremy Ashby applied for a warrant to search Bleeding Heart's farm and sanctuary in Napa County. Bleeding Heart's farm and sanctuary, about 150 miles from the Shasta County Sheriff's Office. To support his request, Ashby included an image of a post from the farm's Instagram page, an urgent plea rallying people to flood fair officials with requests to spare Cedar. A magistrate approved this nonsense, approved this application. Later that day, Ashby, joined by Fernandez and fellow detective Jacob Duncan, drove at least 500 miles round trip over the course of about 10 hours to seize a young girl's beloved goat for slaughter. 500 miles round trip. What do they don't have any criminals over there? There's no laws to enforce. 500 miles round trip to get a billy goat or boar goat, rather. 500 miles round trip to get a 47-pound goat. Their first stop was Bleeding Hearts, where they got the warrant for. But the goat Cedar wasn't there. He had never been, according to Long's lawyers. Now, here's the rub. When you get a search warrant, it says, on it, where you can go and what you can search. We've seen search warrants get denied. They find all this stuff that somebody has that's illegal, but they said 1492 instead of 1493. We've seen search warrants kicked out for that. Sorry, you didn't have the right address. But this one's crazy. They went to, even though they didn't have a warrant to search a second location, Ashby and company nevertheless traveled to an unspecified farm in neighboring Sonoma County where they found and seized the goat. They seized the goat over there where they didn't even have a search warrant to look. Just taking the law in their own damn hands. Absolutely crazy. The sheriff's deputies then drove back to Shasta County and allegedly delivered Cedar to the county fairgrounds, even though the magistrate who granted the search warrant had ordered them to retain the goat as evidence. But they decided that I guess they weren't going to follow that part of the warrant. And they didn't retain him as evidence. They instead delivered him to the county fairgrounds. And even though the judge had told him to retain him as evidence until the criminal case, this is a criminal case against plaintiff Long was adjudicated. They didn't. Long's attorney said they believe Cedar was slaughtered that night, though they are seeking confirmation of that through the lawsuit. So these guys were judge, jury, and executioner. Losing Cedar continues to haunt Long's daughter, Shakib, told the Post. She is absolutely heartbroken, she said. It is devastating to lose a beloved pet who is a family member. Bro, let me tell you something. We'd have had a shootout at the OK Corral over my damn goat. Or my dog. We'd have had a shootout over at Bleeding Hearts over there. Or the other place, where they were, where they finally got it. We'd have had a shootout over there, bro. We'd still be shooting over there, man. We'd dig up the guns in the backyard, bro. It'd be Ruby Ridge in this mofo. It'd be Waco 3, man. You ain't fixed to come get my animals up out of here, bro. I like animals more than people. Heartless creeps. Go on, I'm trying to tell y'all. It would be ugly. Ugly, ugly. Somebody said no body, no crime. Somebody dead. Dead goats don't talk. Man. No. I doubt that they were that. No, I don't think. Well, it was California. You could be right. Man. So this girl had to suffer the absolute fear and horror of somebody coming to your property to see someone you love and escort them off to be killed. And there's nothing you can do about it. The hopelessness they inflicted on this child. So that we can teach her and future generations of farmers who probably won't even know her name. The benefits of raising quality meat. If we break the rules for her, if we break the rules for her, we will have destroyed our credibility. Your credibility, lady, has been destroyed, and it didn't have a damn thing to do with that little girl's trying to keep her goat alive. Gerald White said just now, reprehensible and despicable. This is the comments on their sheet. Their fair needs a complete change out of leadership, as the current ones have proven themselves morally and ethically unfit for their job. Hoping mom pursues and wins a civil lawsuit against those idiots, and they are subject to criminal prosecution. Artemis is not so. He said the little girl wasn't told she was raised to go for slaughter. What does she and her family think the 4-H club is? An animal sanctuary? No, they think they have the right to say no. If a woman is on a date and she was all in love and everything, and then at some point she says, "Well, no, I need to go back home." No, you're at the nightclub. What do you think this is? A woman's sanctuary? Well, get the hell out of here. No, the 4-H ain't. Once the little girl found out the 4-H wasn't an animal sanctuary, she was ready to get gone with her lamb or goat. So 3 officers take 10 hours and drive 500 miles round trip to look for the goat. Nothing else going on in the county that day. That's what I said. No parking tickets to give out. That's what I said. No cars with missing brake lights. What an awful story of local government overreach. I won't even mention the absolute inhumane fools at the fair. That's what KCB1 said. It's amazing. On my own channel, Nitro says, Brad and I would we would give our lives for our dogs. They had better come prepared. Bro, you and me both, man. It might have gone to jail, but they'd have wished to hell they never come over there and mess with my dogs. Derek says, facts, my dogs are the most loyal patch members of the club and ride more than most. Y'all know my dog rides on the back of my motorcycle. Somebody said you mean California, not California. Man, this stuff is sad, bro. SAD, sad. And so, Frank Samataro, is always good to see you, Frank. Says, myself having 3 sons, 1 daughter, this story is very sad. Very sad. DC Gold over there says, a 9-year-old human female loses 3 grandparents in a year. She grows attached to an animal that she's raising for slaughter. Compassionate and reasonable parties support her. Heartless parties do not support the 9-year-old human female and expands exorbitant resources to retrieve the animal. Hidden for safekeeping, cites rules as the reason. Is this storyline for some sort of dystopia, New America series? Setting my GPS never to go near that town. Wow. It does sound like some sort of dystopian new television series, doesn't it? Papa says we need to get together to get that little girl a new goat. I don't know if she would ever even. And Steve says my dog would be eating one of those fools. Yeah. It's good. It's good that we raise them such that they can handle their own. Too bad you can't. Too bad a goat couldn't get them. Pop Smoke slammed the door, rush in the farm, armored vehicle, and tactical assault vest, 200 rounds of ammunition, and sidearm ready to get the goat, sir. Yeah. Sheriff should get introduced to a knuckle sandwich, someone said. Yeah. It's just sad. And none of these grown folks were thinking. None of these grown folks put on their thinking pieces. They didn't put on their thinking caps. I don't know how you figured this was going to go so good. Sad, man. Just sad. Well, what can you say? Man. Anyway, we see this. We see this going on. We see this happening in motorcycle clubs and stuff like that. We see the effects of this overreach. And it's happening all over the country, not just to bikers and motorcycle clubs. It's happening to little 9-year-old girls and their mothers at the 4-H. This crazy government overreach. So someone said, who owns the goat? I'm trying to figure out how they manipulated this legally. I believe that once you enter into like the 4-H program or whatever, or the fair program, once you enter into it, you are required by contract. It's like if you put a car in to an auction, as long as they meet the minimum bid requirement, you don't get the opportunity by law to back out. I think that probably works like that. And so even though the mother owned the goat outright or whatever, but her attorney said she absolutely had the right to back out of the contract. She absolutely had the right to change her mind. She absolutely had the right to not have her animals slaughtered. And that's why they're suing the SHIT out of these folks. And I hope to God they win. I hope to God they win. You see, at any time in this country, you can be a subversive. You could become a subversive. And when your group becomes a subversive, like David Koresh, Ruby Ridge, the Baltimore group I forget the name of the group that they dropped the bombs on and took out an entire city block, burning up the mothers and the fathers and all of them. You can become a subversive. And when you become a subversive, the police will spare no resource. If they take 3 officers and drive 500 miles to transport your goat in what? A car? In some kind of way? And just imagine the goat being raised as a pet. Its final moments had to be horrible. Because we love our pets and we treat them with great love and care. So it's not impossible. It's not crazy to see this kind of thing and understand that it doesn't just happen to us bikers. And so you got to make these people famous and take them off those jobs to show the rest of these folks that are in those kinds of jobs that we ain't playing around. You need to flood that area with letters. You need to flood those folks with letters. Send a letter or two to their congressman over there and let them know how disgusted you were with them doing this to this child. I'm sorry, EL, that this happened to you on my birthday. Oh, actually, it happened to her last year, but I learned about it the day before my birthday. Sorry that you lost your grandparents. I know that you are a beautiful soul, as are all kids that come from farms. I know about them firsthand. So we shall move forward and hope that she gets some justice in the form of some crisp dollar bills. Unfortunately, that won't bring the goat back or remove the broken heart. Horrible. Listen, it's good to see you on. Miss you so much. Glad to see you today. And all my friends. Today is my birthday. What's up, Fubar? Someone should go and start a GoFundMe for the girl Black Dragon. should get in touch with that hot news anchor he never hired and get her on this. Oh yeah. You're right, I should. But when we allow pets, we agree that we are willing to be seated next to them in first class. Who's sitting next to that boar goat in the window seat? I'll sit next to it. I'll sit next to the goat. I don't mind. All right, y'all. It is time to go. It's my birthday. Getting ready to go have brunch. And man, I don't know what else I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna be 60, I guess. What the hell? What do you do when you're 60? I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out what you do when you're 60. There's some weird something going on in my recording screen. Yeah, I don't know what this is. The dragon is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be over there. So what the hell does this mean? That you guys have been watching this whole time and the dragon is not in the right place. So now it is. So I don't know what's going on with that. These computer programs do their own thing. Anyway, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Well, maybe it's supposed to be like that. Let's see. Let's turn it back like that. Hold on. Yeah, because this is here. That shouldn't be there. I'll figure it out. Hey, listen, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And follow us on our podcast, The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos, wherever you get podcasts. Follow us on our Discord server. The description is in the link below. Follow us on Amazon, Kindle. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Buy our books on Amazon and Kindle. The Prospects Bible, President's Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, and the Public Relations Officer's Bible. All those books are available on Amazon and Kindle and at my website, blackdragonsgear.com. Make sure to check out our not brand new, but our online news magazine, bikerliberty.com. These are all of the ways that you can participate. Make sure to also support the channel. $Biker Prez, Prez, is our Cash App. And of course, you can also donate by hitting that Cash App or that Super Chat button. We need the support. So if you think about it, do so. We'd appreciate that. Okay, that's all my stuff I need to get out of here. I think I said it all. I didn't have my notes, so I hope I didn't miss anything. I'll let you guys know. We got the Dragon's Lair will now be open, I believe, on Tuesday nights. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to have guest speakers and stuff like that. And we're going to teach MC protocol for an hour and then have a bike night after that. So you can send your prospects over. If you're ever in Tucker, Georgia, you can send your prospects over on Tuesday night to get educated and learn MC protocol and ask all kind of MC history questions and that kind of stuff. And then afterwards, we'll have a party. Yeah. All right. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for tuning in. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in and get skinny. And thank you so much for all my birthday wishes. Coming in by the hundreds, if not thousands. So I just want to say thank you to everybody in case I don't get a chance to type you your thank you back. Doesn't mean I wasn't thinking about it. I want to tell you all thank you. Thank you for being with me all these years. The last, I guess, 7.5, maybe 8 years, close to now. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being here with me for my 60th. Thanks for tuning in to Get Skinny.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospects Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.